Thank you for joining me again for another night of Facebook Live. It is a blessing to be here with you as always. And I also want to give recognition to those that catch me on the replay from YouTube and or SoundCloud. I am your host, Tricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. Tonight, I want to pose a question for you or to you. Why wait till the wind blow? Why wait till the wind blow? And it's all about procrastination, guys. So as you guys are logging on to join me tonight, I'm just going to be here with you a few minutes. I do ask, however, that you begin to engage with me as you're joining me from night to night. And the ways that you can engage with me, you can like and share this video, or you can just leave me a comment in the comment section to let me know that you're here. You can say hello, or you can reply or respond to something that is said, just to engage with me, to let me know that the content that I bring to you night after night, that you are enjoying the content. But I'm not really here for you to enjoy the content. I am really here to educate, empower, and encourage. And if I am doing those things for you, then it is something that you're enjoying just as a result of that. So engage with me, like and share the videos, and also just leave me a comment in the comment section. So tonight I am here to pose the question, why wait for the wind blow? Why wait for the wind to blow? And the reason why I came up with this topic is because, you know, when the wind blows, for those that are not grounded on a confident foundation, or not grounded in the things that we do, we tend to go and we tend to move whichever way the wind blows. And so we all know somebody who just kind of goes along with whatever is going on, and if the wind blows to the left, they go to the left. If the wind blows to the right, they go to the right. Well, I am here to encourage you guys to just stand firm on what it is you know that you're created to do. Why not just stand firm on that and be rooted and grounded in who you know that you are? And I say this because as a culture with a religious background, and I use this as an example because I am seeing this more and more and more as the days progress with the COVID, the pandemic. I am seeing more and more people standing up to take their rightful place in ministry. And I know that your call to ministry has not been just all of a sudden discovered. I know that who you feel like you were created to be has always been there. And so there has been some obstacles, or there has been some barriers in the way of you getting to the point to where you feel like you should be already. And this is not only in ministry, but this can also be in your career. Maybe you've climbed the ladder so far that now you feel like you're stuck and that you're being overlooked, and that you're in positions that you're more qualified to climb higher, and yet when those positions come available, you're looked over and never considered for those positions. And it could be, you know, just in the home, wanting to expand and step out more with the family, and then you feel like you're not able to do that you're not given the opportunity, or you're not given the chance. Well, guys, I'm here to encourage you to have confidence in you and what it is that you know that you were created to do. And when you're confident in you, you don't have to worry about the naysayers, and you don't have to worry about moving when the wind blows. You can move in spite of whatever the winds look like. And sometimes that means just taking that risk. Sometimes it means just taking that jump. Sometimes it means accomplishing something by trial and error. When people refuse to give you what you need, or to give you what you seek, or to give you what you desire in order for you to get to that next level, that doesn't mean that you look at that as being a stop sign. And this is where so many of us have been. When we say we've been called to ministry, or when we go and we get that other degree to climb the ladder in our career or on our jobs, or when we take on or assume more responsibility in the family, we're seeking the affirmation of someone in front of us, or someone that is in ahead of us, or has authority over us, to affirm what we already know. And so in ministry, I'm seeing that people are seeking out to get credentials outside of the religious organization that they've been had membership in for so many years, because they've been overlooked, or because they haven't been able to get the support, or haven't been able to get that affirmation for those that are in position of leadership or authority. And even on our careers, we go and we get these added credentials so that we're able to climb up the ladder, so to speak, or to take on a more powerful or more leadership role, or take on that leadership responsibility within our jobs and our careers. And yet, time and time again, when positions come available that we may qualify for, or in some cases, we're more qualified than those put in positions, or people are put in positions that are not even qualified for the positions, and we feel like, we look at it as rejection and disappointment, or we just have to go along with wherever the wind blows. And so we lose that confidence when we do that. We lose that self esteem, so to speak. We lose that self-worth when we go along with the wind. But I encourage you guys to take the risk. If that means finding a different route to get the credentials that you feel like you need to put you in the place to where you feel like you were purposed to be, do that. If that means leaving that job and seeking out employment in other places that will not pose barriers for you, or would not limit you, or that would respect you in the areas to where you feel like you're more credible, or where you feel like you can live out your purpose, or have that self-worth, do that. We shouldn't always wait for the wind to blow in our favor before we decide to move. We are so excuse driven that we have become a victim to our own happenstance. And I say that is because when we're waiting for others to affirm us, And when we're waiting for others to validate what we already know that we're created to do, and when we wait on others to provide us with opportunity, then we're just going along with it just gives people too much power over us. So when the wind blows, they're controlling the winds, and we're just going along with whatever. Sometimes we have to stand so firm and so secure in what we know that sometimes we have to move even when the wind isn't blowing in our favor. So I posed a question to you tonight. Why wait till the wind blows? Why allow circumstance or happenstance to have so much power over whether or not you're going to move or whether or not you're going to take the risk for your life? Especially when we know what we are purposed to do. Now, I understand there are some of us, we're not yet certain where we stand. We're still trying to figure out where our purpose lies and where we fit in. But I've noticed more than ever over the past 80, 90 days, however long it's been so long I've lost count. Since March 25th, when things begin to really shift, I noticed more than ever that where I thought that maybe people could use excuses or have excuses, there are no more excuses. There are no more excuses for falling victim to someone else's abuse of power or abuse of authority. We can move in ways that we have more impact now. We can move in ways to where we can make a greater impact now, and we move in ways to where the impact we can make, there's no one way of doing things. You know, for you guys that are ministers and you're seeking out credentials through online credential services, and for those of you guys that are improving your education and you're seeking out online classes to get a degree to make yourself more credible, who's to say that where you are in those jobs or those organizations or those institutions, who's to say just because you have those credentials or that you're attaining those that you're going to be given a chance or that you're going to be given an opportunity? But what I am saying is that if you know and if you are secure and if you are certain that that is your calling or that is your purpose or this is what you desire to do, sometimes you have to be willing to think outside the box. And you can't wait till the wind blows for you to be able to move. Sometimes you have to make moves even when the path is not created already. Sometimes you have to go and create something from nothing. And this is where a lot of us stop, because we feel like, and we get our feelings hurt, that because we qualify, that we will automatically be given a chance or an opportunity. But did you know that there are people with power and people with influence and people that are insecure in their place of leadership that you can bend over backwards and still that place that you look at, you will not be given an opportunity to do anything? Not in that arena. But did you also know that the more creative you can get and the more risk that you're willing to take, you can create the opportunity and live your purpose and be able to take the risk and be able to succeed without trying to do it with somebody else's affirmation. Because one thing that I know from experience, people would limit you based upon their own self-image, or based upon their own perceptions, or based upon their own feelings and personal biases. And so this doesn't mean that you don't continue to pursue the things that you're set out to pursue. This just means, yes, you get the credentials. Yes, you get the degree. Yes, you take the classes. Yes, you take the risk, but you do it with a creative mind, and a mind that is so confident and is so sure that this is what you're set out to do, that even if I try it my way and fail, I'm going to fail my way to success. I'm going to fail my way to my purpose. I'm going to fail my way to my destiny. So, guys, stop procrastinating. Sometimes we use somebody else's no as a security blanket for not doing what we know that we are created to do. We're comfortable in that. Because she told me no, then I don't have to worry about trying and fail. Because he told me no, then I don't have to worry about getting out, taking a risk, and making a fool of myself. That's not being certain in what you were called to do. To me, that would be a waste of a degree. To me, that would be a waste of going out trying to obtain that credential. To me, that would be a waste of everyday living. To live a life unfulfilled is to live a life without purpose. Just going around lost, always waiting on the winds to blow before we move, falling for everything, always waiting for somebody to affirm us. It's something wrong with that. I don't want a life, or to live a life, that is always dictated by what somebody else thinks of me. I want to be in a place of freedom. I want to be in a place of self-affirmation and self-confidence, knowing that every day I wake up, regardless of whatever obstacles are in my way, regardless of whether or not the wind blows in my favor, I want to wake up every day knowing that I have another opportunity. I have another chance to reach my goal, to live my purpose, to seek out my destiny for my life. And that it's not dictated by someone else's opinion of who I am, or what they think I should be doing, or how they feel like I should be. Or, no one should have that much power over us. So when the obstacles are put in my way, it doesn't mean that I stay there in pity in it. It just means that I have to get a little more creative. And it just means that sometimes I may have to move my place from one place to the next. It just means that if I hit a wall here, then there's another opportunity over there. And I have to be willing to seek that out. So I want to encourage you guys that are in the crossroads of making some very life-changing decisions, in the crossroads of trying to make a decision on whether or not you should pursue a degree or to pursue a credential outside of where you feel like you should have been able to obtain it. I encourage you to do that, and to stand firm in that, and to be secure enough in that. Because I know that you guys have heard the saying, I've heard the old timers say sometimes, one monkey don't stop a show. And by golly, If one monkey stopped the show, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be sitting in the position that I am today, and I wouldn't have all that I have today. Because I don't care what direction I have been in. I don't care what path I have taken, especially those that you follow that someone else has set in front of you. When you begin to follow in other people's footsteps and they know that you are created and destined to do more and to be more than what they have accomplished, they can put roadblocks in your way, guys. And they can tell you what you are not, and they can tell you what you cannot do. So you have to have a mindset of success. You have to have the mindset that if the path is not already laid out for me, then I'm not going to look at that as defeat. I'm going to go and I'm going to learn and I'm going to seek out to create a path of my own. And that is the mindset you have to have with everything that you seek out in this life. Because nothing in life is going to come easy. Nothing in life is going to come without its share of risk. Nothing in life is not going to come without its share of oppositions coming at you to try to defeat you and keep you from living out your life's purpose. So we cannot wait for the winds to blow. Sometimes, and if you're in a leadership position, I can say most of the time, you have to be willing to go against what's popular. You have to be willing to go against what's familiar. You have to be willing to go against the tides. This is where you grow that self-confidence. This is where you grow that self-affirmation. This is where you grow that mindset that nothing else matters. And if there's a roadblock here, I'll create a path somewhere else. I will not allow anyone or anything to stop me to get to the place where I know I was created to be. Guys, that vision that you were given, that desire that you have, that destiny that you know you have to fulfill, only you know it. Only you know that. It's not for me or for anyone else to sit here and tell you what you can and cannot be. And you have people in position, in places of leadership, in authority, that will literally tell you what you can and cannot do. And we look at that sometimes as defeat. We look at it as rejection. But I encourage you today, if you would just stop waiting for the wind to blow, and if you just get to the place to where you can be so certain and so secure in who you are and what you were created to be, and affirm yourself, then I encourage you to just take the risk and just do it. Take the risk, just do it. If you fail, I'd rather fail doing what I believe I know in my heart I am destined to do than fail sitting here waiting on the approval of somebody else that will never approve me because of their personal biases or jealousies or self-limitations. So if I'm going to fail, you hear me say it tonight, I'm failing taking the risk on me. If I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail making the investment in me. Because at this point in my life, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter whether or not anybody else affirms me. And it does not matter the barriers or the limitations that anyone else or the opposition that is set before me by someone else. Because if you block me here and you mark my word, I'll create another path. Because in the places you block me, you're going to have to keep coming up to stop me. Because I'm going to keep climbing. And I'm not waiting on the winds to blow to move me. Because as a leader and as a person secure in who she is, I don't follow the rules. I create my own. And once you get to the point to where you stop trying to please everybody and you stop trying to get the approval of everybody and you focus on you, you'll get to that point to where no one else will matter. And you're going to do it and you're going to fail your way to wherever it is that you know that you are destined to be. So why wait till the wind blow? Why wait till the wind blow? Why wait for someone to affirm you when you know that in the past 20 years they haven't affirmed you? So what makes you think anything's going to change? The credentials are not going to change their mind. The degree is not going to change their mind. You know, it's just not going to change them. Because they see something in you that you don't even see. And until you get to that point to where you see you the way your creator sees you and the way your creator designed you and purpose for you to be, then you're going to keep blowing whichever way the wind blows. And we know that the wind changes directions very often. So let's stand firm on who we are. Let's stand firm on what we believe of ourselves. And let's stand firm on taking the risk and investing in ourselves, knowing that we are waking up each day to live out our purpose. I appreciate you guys joining me today. I hope that you have been educated, empowered, or encouraged some way or another through this message today. I am your host, Tricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. I appreciate you being here with me tonight. And if you haven't already liked and shared this video, please do so. I'll be here again tomorrow night, 10 p.m., to have another conversation with you. Good night, everybody.